Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome everyone to the pre-trip seminar for the Umrah group departing on December 23rd and returning on January 1st. My name is Sumaima Zahid and I'm honored to be your moderator for today's session. Before we begin, I want to let you know that today's seminar is being recorded. So if you miss anything or would like to review the information shared, you can rewatch the recording at any time. This seminar has been organized to provide you with all the essential details to help you prepare for a smooth and spiritually rewarding journey. We have a well structured agenda, and here's what we'll be covering today. We'll begin with the introduction of our group leaders who will guide you during this blessed journey. Next, we'll go over the daily schedule to ensure you are familiar with the day-to-day plan. After that, we'll discuss nusuk, which refers to the important aspect and steps to follow during Umrah. Then we'll share some advice for the trip and provide a checklist to ensure you're fully prepared for the journey. Finally, we'll wrap up with a Q&A session where you can ask any questions or clarify any doubts. We'll begin with the introduction of our group leaders who will guide you during this blessed journey. First, I'd like to invite Mufti Karibur Rahman to unmute and introduce himself and his role in assisting you throughout the trip.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I hope everyone is doing well, and I make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that make this blessed journey one of those journeys that will benefit you for your entire life. And to be honest, I would be really blessed and it would be honor for me to be with you in this blessed journey. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow me to guide you what Islam teaches us and what we can learn from this blessed journey. So let me introduce myself first of all. My name is Qaribur Rahman, and currently I'm senior instructor at MID. MID means Maryland Institute Development. It's based in Maryland, and I teach. Most of them are professionals, and I teach Quran, fiqh, hadith, and other Islamic sciences. And I was imam, had been imam for 8 years in Manassas, Virginia, and now it's been around 1 year that I've moved to Mecca. So I've been living here, and for the past 6 months, I've been leading Umrah groups. And before that, when I was imam in Virginia, I used to bring a group from there and would lead them in this blessed journey. So inshallah, would love to see you here. But before that, one advice that I would love to give, and that is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has chosen you that so far you have make yourself available for this blessed journey. And this is not because of your money or because of your time, that you have time. So that's why you are able to make it, because there are many people around the world. They have a lot of time, a lot of free time, but still they are not invited here. Many people, they have a lot of wealth, but still yet they are not invited here. So you are the blessed ones. And to make it sure that you show your gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and by making constantly dua for yourself, that may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept this blessed journey from you and benefit you from this blessed journey. And until the day you leave America, inshallah, when you reach here, so you will always make dua here. But before that, even there shouldn't be a day pass by that you are not make dua for yourself and for this blessed journey. Jazakumullah khairan. Inshallah, that this was a brief meeting with you, just to show my face, that when inshallah you arrive at Medina, so you will find me over there, inshallah, would welcoming you. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jazakallah khair, Mufti Karwar Rahman, for your kind introduction and insights. Now I'd like to invite Brother Harun to take over and cover the topics. Brother Harun, please unmute yourself and go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I hope everyone is doing well, and we're all able to prepare for this upcoming journey. Just a little bit of time left till you take your flight, inshallah, and make it to the blessed lands of Makkah and Medina. So first off, I would just like to start off by saying and give a reminder to everyone. The chat is open, so we will start with the questions at the end in the chat, and this meeting is also recorded. So if you need to refer back to any of the information that is covered today, we will share a link with you, inshallah, after the meeting. So you can rewatch it and rewatch it again if you have to. We will also be sharing and giving you reminders regarding all the information provided today during your journey. Inshallah, without any further ado, let me get started. Again, you can either use the Q&A section under activities for this meeting, or you can use the chat to leave your questions. That's where we will get started again. An important factor of the trip is what's happening every day, and everyone has this question. What are we doing and what day are we doing it? So in order to prepare you for this, we have created some of this information with a day-by-day schedule. Inshallah, on December 23rd, you will be departing from JFK Airport. And don't get overwhelmed with all this information. I just want to make sure I can get everything in so you have the full details. So at 7 a.m., inshallah, 4 hours before the flight, we will have a meet and greet at JFK Airport, Terminal 1, Counter B. If for any reason the counter changes, we have usually seen this for almost every flight in the last 6-7 months. For Saudi airline check-in counter. If this changes, just come to the check-in counter and find one of our team members. So meet with them before you proceed to check in. We will hand over some luggage tags to you. And so you can tag your luggages and you can tag your hand carries or whatever you need to tag. So this way, anything that goes along, the bellboys touch or the airline touch, anything like that. So if just in case, may Allah make the trip as smooth as possible, but things do happen and we do like to prepare for these things in advance. Number one, it's easier for us to locate your luggages in case the airline misplaces them. So when we go to the airport and talk with them, or we ask them to look for it along with the information that you provide us with your luggage, we are also able to tell them, there is a luggage tag on there. So if you see something like this, please let me know. Sometimes it's not in their system, but they have it sitting at the airport. So it does help us out. And all the bellboys recognize these tags. They know which group they belong to. And they actually give me a personal call if they find anything like that sitting in the lobby, or maybe it was misplaced somewhere in the hotel. So it does help us out. So please make sure you collect these luggage tags. And by any chance, and just in case, you arrive before 7 a.m. or maybe our team members are 10 minutes late and you check in, please do not cross the security point till you meet with the group leaders. With our team, so you can collect the tags and you can tag them when you arrive in Medina Airport, and collect your Ainul Harmain bags, which you will use during the entire journey. So it's important that you collect these items before you cross security. So inshallah, you arrive at 7, meet and greet, collect your luggage tags, your bags are tagged, you go ahead, you get done with your check-in, and then you collect your Ainul Harmain bags, and then you proceed through security. Boarding does start at 9 a.m., but we do advise to start heading in early as it is the holiday season and there is a lot of people that will be traveling, so the security lines will be long. So we do advise to start heading in early so there are no hiccups during the journey. Boarding starts at 10 a.m. inshallah, and then at 11 a.m. the flight takes off. So that's flight number 20, SV20 is from JFK directly to Jeddah. Some of the prayers that you will basically catch the prayers from Zohar all the way till next day morning Fajr on the flight. This is before landing. And we are going Medina first, so please don't make the intention for the ihram. They will make the announcement before landing. So during traveling, you can shorten your prayers and also combine them. But this is just some personal advice that we would like to give you for the convenience of others as well too, because we are going for ibadat, we are going for prayer, and we want to make sure that other people, we are not, coming in the way of other people to do anything. There is limited space. There is a prayer area in the back of the plane for Saudi Airline, but it's limited space, very limited space. Sometimes 7, 8, maximum 9 people I've seen praying at the same time. So when you go in, make sure you're not doing your full prayers. You are a traveler. You are shortening your prayers. So for Zohar, Asr, and Isha, you pray 2 rakats. For Maghrib and Fajr, it's still the same, 2 rakats for Fajr and 3 rakats for Maghrib. So quickly do your prayers and move from there so the next person can go ahead and pray. You want to do zikr, you want to do make dua, you can do that on your seat as well too. If there is no one waiting, take your time. But if you see people waiting, please be considerate to them, as there are approximately 250 to 300 passengers on the flight, with a limited area of only 6 to 9 people praying at a time. So this is just some advice from our side. Then moving on, inshallah, on December 24th, you will be arriving at Jeddah Airport at 6:25 a.m. approximately. Please go ahead and proceed directly to the immigration counter. So your immigration is taken care of, clear the immigration, and make your way straight to the domestic flight. It's not a long way over. You will have to rush a little bit. And boarding will approximately start at 7:45 a.m. You will get your luggages in the final destination, by the way. You are not collecting anything in Jeddah Airport to recheck it in or anything like that. All luggages checked in at JFK Airport, you will receive them in Medina Airport at your final destination. At 8:20 a.m., you have your flight that departs. Gates do close 20 minutes before departure. So make sure latest you're there at least 5 minutes before that time. So maybe like 7:55 a.m. So you're there in time to board the flight. The flight number is SV 1424 from Jeddah to Medina. You will land in Medina approximately 9:25 a.m. And it will take us approximately 1 hour to get everyone to get their luggages and to gather up everyone. This is where once you collect your luggage and you make your way outside, you will meet with Mufti Kharibur Rahman as well too. He will gather the group, inshallah, and we have a team at the airport. They will guide you towards the bus. And I'm hoping, inshallah, everything goes smooth. And 10:30 a.m., the group departs from the airport. We will make one stop to Masjid Quba. This will be a quick stop. Then we'll head straight to the hotel, inshallah, from there. We are arriving a couple of hours before the check-in time. So keep in mind, check-in time is approximately 3 p.m. We usually do have some keys in hand around like 11:30. Most of the groups actually have all the keys before noon. But it is December time and there is a lot of heavy rush. So inshallah, we'll try our best to have everything ready and good to go. But if you arrive there, please do wudu and try to catch your Zohar prayer in Masjid Nawawi. Inshallah, after Zohar, usually all the keys are ready. So just stay a little bit patient for the first day because we do arrive a bit early. But inshallah, also make dua, Allah makes our journey smooth and we're able to get everything, processed before the group even gets to the hotel, inshallah. And then once you're checked in, go rest a little bit, go for Asr, Maghrib, Isha. At 9 p.m., we have our walking tour for Masjid Nawawi conducted by Mufti Kharibur Rahman, where he will be covering essential information. If you have been for Umrah before, you already know where the women enter in. You already know where you have to go for the Roda if you have been to Umrah after the pandemic. But these are some essential information we cover alongside with some locations around the Haram like Jannatul Baqi, Masjid Gamama, and a few other places. So do join, inshallah, so you and your family can benefit with this walking tour, inshallah. And then on the 25th, it is mostly a free day. So take some time resting as well too, because you did arrive a day before. And we have this day pretty much open. At nighttime, you will have a lecture after 9 p.m. This is after Isha prayer time. led by Mufti Khalibur Rahman. He will do a lecture on the historical locations, so you can enjoy the locations even more. These activities, I'm just letting you know from before, they're optional for you to attend. If you decide not to attend, it's completely up to you. But these are very beneficial sessions. And in previous groups, I have seen people enjoy the historical tours even more after attending these sessions because they learn about them first, and then they go and visit these locations. So it's a completely different experience. So the next morning, go do your Fajr prayer, come back right after Fajr to the hotel, do your breakfast, and meet in the lobby at 7 a.m. This is essential that everyone shows up on time so the bus can leave on time, and the historical tours, we can cover all the locations. So some of the sites that we will visit will be Quba, Qiblatain, Sabah Masajid, and Ohad. This is the second time we will be covering Quba, inshallah. So you will have two opportunities to go pray your 2 rakats in Quba and get virtue of a Umrah, inshallah. And we'll cover more information as we go along. Or if you do want to visit Quba again, what are the expenses? So we have that all also being covered today as well too at a later time, inshallah. So you will return back before Zohar prayer, so you can go catch your Zohar prayer in Masjid Nawawi. And then the following day in the evening, again after Isha, you have a lecture by Mufti Khalibur Rahman on Umrah. So he will do a lecture a night before we leave on Umrah to prepare you. And you can also ask all your essential religious questions and any questions that you may have in order to better prepare for your Umrah trip, whether this is your first Umrah trip or you have done Umrah 20 times before. We always have questions. So this is a good time. You can approach Mufti Khalibur Rahman after the lecture for him to actually go over any of the particular questions that you may have in regards to Umrah. And if you have maybe some specific questions, you don't need to ask it in public. You can approach Mufti Saab, separately, privately, or even shoot him a message to actually get that information. On December 28th, inshallah, we will be departing for Makkah. So at 10 a.m., anytime before 10 a.m., basically, like I said, you will get the reminders. Don't overwhelm yourself with taking notes. Anytime before 10 a.m., you just place your luggage outside the room so the bellboys can pick them up. At 1 p.m., we will all meet in the lobby, ready to depart for Makkah. Just some important notes over here. Please, this is my personal suggestions. There is not enough time to actually go and make it in time and get ready for your ihram. It's best to make all these preparations before the prayer, where for the women it's their regular clothes, for the men it's their 2 pieces of cloth, unstitched. So have all this stuff on and be ready as if you're actually leaving. Go do your Zohar prayer in Masjid Nawawi and return back, do the final room checks, meet in the lobby at 1 p.m. so we can depart. If you're comfortable, also do your Asr prayer as well too before you leave Masjid Nawawi. Some people don't like to combine it and pray it even when traveling, so you can go ahead and do that. Some of the stops that will happen during your trip to Makkah will be, the first stop will be Miqat, approximately 20 to 25 minutes away from the hotel, where we will stop, pray our 2 rakats, and make intention for Umrah. The second stop after that will be approximately, this is a little bit more than halfway for our journey, about 2 hours, 15, 20 minutes from Miqat till Sasko, where if you did not decide to combine and pray with your Zohar, you can pray your Asr, grab your food, and as soon as everyone is back on the bus, we can go ahead and depart as well too. You will go ahead and arrive in Makkah. The first thing we'll do is give your keys, because our team is already working on the check-in process since morning, especially at these heavy times like December. And then you can take a little bit of rest. If you need to, you can go pray in Haram as well too, if you like. We're right next to the Haram. And then at 10 p.m., the Umrah will be performed with the group. So if you decide to go on your own for the Umrah, you're more than welcome to. But if you want to go with the group will perform its Umrah. Approximately 10 p.m., we do assess the current situation of the group before we actually decide to, just give a time. So it's possible that the group is really tired and maybe they need additional half an hour, maybe additional 45 minutes. So depending on that, inshallah, we will make the decision. But approximately 10 p.m. Is when we're planning to do the Umrah with the group, inshallah. For December 29th, of course, do all your prayers like you did in Masjid Nawawi in Haram. And then take some time. And this is a very important day to get some rest as well too. This is also a possible day to perform a second Umrah. This is, of course, only if you're feeling well, go and perform another Umrah, or else give yourself some rest so you can regain your energy and potentially do a Umrah the following day. On December 30th, inshallah, right after Fajr. So our historical tour times are a little bit different compared to Medina. And this is very crucial that we leave on time in Makkah, because the breakfast all depends on if you leave on time and make it back in time to actually do the breakfast. These days, the rush is a bit too much. So if you leave at 8 a.m. in the morning, what are the usual and typical times for going for historical tours? It's just not possible to enjoy any of the locations. When you reach Jabal Rahma, one of the places where we get off, you can't even walk over there. That's how bad it has gotten. So we have actually experimented with doing the historical tours very early. So do your Fajr right near the hotel rather than going inside Haram and praying. Just pray, join the Haram prayer. But pray near the hotel so you can pray and come back to so you can be in the lobby on P5. So the group can actually go and depart on time and come back in time so you have some time to do your breakfast. So you will enjoy your breakfast after the tour, inshallah. And this is also another day. If you want, you can schedule another umrah for this day. Go to Masjid Aisha, make your intention. And of course, then again, I'm advising this only if you are feeling well, go do this. If you need rest, continue to rest. So on December 31st, we are departing. So originally, we were actually supposed to go stay the day in Jeddah, but we have spoken to the hotel and we're making some arrangements where, inshallah, we're in our room still after Isha, and then we depart. So this is one good thing. You can catch all your prayers and we depart after Isha, inshallah. So you leave your luggages at 6 p.m. outside the room to be picked up by the bellboys. At 9:30 p.m., we meet in the lobby. Make sure to perform all your final room checks, grab any personal items that you have remaining. And then we will depart, inshallah. Hopefully, if everyone shows up on time. It is a flight day and we don't want to have any delays. They do have this is rainy season as well too for Saudi, so please make sure you're on time so we can arrive at the airport on time. We are planning to depart around 9:45. We meet in the lobby at 9:30. And then inshallah by 9:45 we should be on the bus and ready to actually move towards Jeddah. We will approximately arrive at 11 p.m. at the airport, inshallah, Jeddah airport. Once we get there, we'll have everyone settled into trolleys. We'll have your inshallah your Zamzam as well too, and we can start processing the check-in hopefully around 11:15 to 11:30, and then on January 1st, once you're done checking in, you can proceed towards the exit immigration and security checkpoint. So this is a 2-hour process going from the check-in counter and reaching the gate. So it's very important that we process the check-in and you can make it through, because there is an additional security point as well too for the New York flights. So you proceed to the exit immigration and security point, and then there is a train that you take internally, which you will also experience when you arrive. If the gate for the plane is close to the immigration counters, then you don't take the train. But for the New York flight, you definitely need to take the train to get to gate 50, which is usually the gate for JFK flights. And then there is an additional security point right before reaching gate 50. So allow yourself at least 2 hours from after the check-in to actually reach the gate. The flight does take off at 3:25 a.m. The flight number is SV21, Jeddah to JFK. You will arrive back at JFK Terminal 1 at 9 a.m. the same day on January 1st. So the Zamzam comes all the way at the end. So don't get worried if the Zamzam doesn't come. You have your luggages, but the Zamzam didn't come. So wait for your Zamzam before you actually leave. For the pickup, if anyone is picking you up from the airport, please advise them to arrive around 10:30 a.m. There is a lot of traffic, and when someone is coming there to pick you up, they do need to make a pretty long round in order to make it back to the terminal. And when you're going through immigration, this is just some advice. If you end up buying dates, make sure to claim declare your Zamzam water and your dates. They already know what it is. But if you have dates as well too, make sure to declare it just in case the agriculture people actually pull you to the side. You should have this stuff declared with the immigration officer. So I'm going to move on to Nuzuk now. Before we even get started, our team is there to assist you. We're not completely covering Nuzuk. We're just talking about the needs you have for Nuzuk. So you have a better idea of how the Nuzuk system works. But if you need assistance to activate your Nuzuk application, or if you need further assistance with Nuzuk itself, please reach out to our office on the 718-505-0705 number. So our team can assist you with this, inshallah. So for your technology needs, you do need a smart device. So it can be a smartphone, it can be an iPad, whatever you have, you can use that with the Nuzuk app on it. You will need a data connection, and an individual device is needed for each person, especially if you're going together for your Roda permits. Including the children, so there are no companion accounts. You will also need access to the email that you registered with the account, so you can use the OTP, the one-time password that they send you in the email while logging in. So these are all essential things that you will need during the journey. For the permit timings, avoid poor timings on December 26th. So this is from after Fajr, so around 6 a.m. till 11 a.m. Please avoid these timings so you don't have to miss the tour. But if this is the only timing that you're finding, definitely go take it out, especially if you have came to a Umrah trip before. So you have done these tours before. So please prioritize those permits. But you should be able to find all the dates pretty much available. We will give you some more information on that as well too as we're moving along. So take permits from December 24th, 5 p.m. till December 28th, 10 a.m. This is all of our time in Medina, basically, for the Roda permits. And for the Umrah permits, actually, if you have your Nuzuk app activated, you can take out the Umrah permit right now for 10 p.m., which will be in as 2200. So to 2201, I believe it's the exact time slot for the permit. And if that's not available, that's completely fine. Take whatever the closest permit time slot that you see available. No one really checks these permits. I'm just letting you know this from before. But for the Roda permits, they're very, very strict. So for Roda, Riyaz al-Jannah is the same thing for anyone that's confused on that. So the Noble Roda in the system is the same exact thing as Riyaz al-Jannah. Is just another name for it. So just keep that in mind. They are very strict for the Roda permit. The permit rules for the Roda, this is especially for people who have traveled before for Umrah, must wait 365 days between each permit. So if I took a permit today, the next time I can visit the Roda is 1 day after this exact same date. So today's the 13th, so I can visit on the 14th of December 2025. So keep in mind, if you think you're going to miss your permit after you get over there, make sure to cancel it at least 8 hours before. So just in case if you decide on another Umrah trip in the near future, you can still use that permit. You can take out an additional Umrah permit as soon as the first one expires. So like I mentioned, no one really checks 99% of the time. For the last 2.5 years, I have not shown my Umrah permit before entering Haram. For the Roda permit opening, this is the most frequently asked question. So permits do open every Friday, approximately 7 a.m. for the following Sunday till Saturday every week. So for our date permits will basically open on December 20th, inshallah, approximately at 7 a.m. So when you're done with Fajr in the morning, check about every 15-20 minutes. We will also post in the group as well too, so you're prepared. And you can take out the permits for our dates. So they will open up on next Friday. Inshallah, approximately 7 a.m. is when they usually open up. So next session we will cover will be based on some advice we have for you during the trip and checklist. And we do have a separate document for this. So we will share that document with you for the Umrah checklist. So inshallah, don't worry. Like I said, just listen in. If you have any particular questions, just please leave it in the chat. And also you can leave it in the Q&A as well too. We will take those first. And another reminder for anyone that may have just joined in a little bit late, this meeting is recorded. So if you need to refer back to any of the information we covered, you can go ahead and rewatch this, inshallah. So for your document and communication needs, make sure you have your passport with you. And some of you may need additional documents like green card. While going, it's not a problem. Nobody's checking your green card. But when coming back, we want to make sure you have all the essential documents for when you come back. So make sure you have all of those with you. Make sure to print your visa and also have a digital copy available on your phone. Usually a digital copy is also pretty sufficient, but just in case, it's always a good idea to have a printout as well. If you have not done so, please join the WhatsApp group. I will also tell our team to actually share the link again so you can share it with your family members who are traveling. So if one person misses the notification, the remaining family members can actually get it, or maybe you have an issue going on with one of the phone numbers. The other family members can still go ahead and view what's going on as per the notification. So make sure everyone in the family is on the WhatsApp group so you get all your notifications and all the reminders during the entire journey, inshallah. This is for your health. This is just a few items that you should keep in mind. Please do carry your daily medication for the entire duration of the trip. So let's say you take a particular medication on a daily basis. Please carry that with you so you have it, so you don't fall short. And then make sure to also carry a light jacket with you. Medina does tend to get pretty chilly on some of the days. I actually fell sick in the last group because I forgot my jacket in the bag and I went to go receive a group at the end of November. And all of a sudden, the weather got really cold in Medina. So make sure you have a jacket with you. And usually around Fajr time is when it tends to get like very, very chilly. So maybe around Isha, you may need it as well too. So inshallah, just keep a light jacket or a hoodie with you for your use during the journey. Also, I also recommend some Tylenol and cough drops, just in case you catch a cold or something like that, and you get light fever. So you should have some Tylenol and some cough drops for that. This is also a very important factor of the trip. For your basically your financial needs and your cell phone, your communication needs, make sure to call your bank, whichever credit cards you hold or debit card you hold. Ask the bank whether they charge you any foreign transaction fees if you use those cards. Amex is usually not accepted in most places, so usually Visa and MasterCards are the way to go, and make sure they have no foreign transaction fees. If they do, it's best to just carry some cash rather than using using a card that is charging you foreign transaction fees. But you should still have one just for emergencies. For your cell phone, make sure to call your carrier, whether they have any international roaming charges or maybe they give you some coverage from before. So make sure to give your cell phone carrier a call as well too. Low speed data is enough for Nuzuk and WhatsApp calls. By the way, this is something we don't have in the presentation, but if you're on local data, meaning if you're connected to the hotel Wi-Fi, if you have a local Saudi SIM card, WhatsApp calls will not work over there. They have a ban on WhatsApp calls. So make sure if you have roaming data from here, then the WhatsApp calls will work. But you have to make sure you're disconnected from Wi-Fi. So make sure to call your cell phone carrier too. If they don't charge too much, it's always worth it to actually just maybe get on a daily plan for the entire duration of the trip. Or maybe a few essential days where you actually may need those communications. You should actually use that. If not, you could also buy a local Saudi SIM card as well too, but make sure to carry an unlocked phone if you decide to go that route. For the best money exchange rates, please don't exchange anything over here in the US. You will get horrible rates over here. So even if you're planning not to use cash, still carry a little bit of cash. A lot of the things they only take cash for. A lot of the local stores will only take cash. So make sure you have some cash available with you. Make sure they're new $100 bills without any marks or rips, and exchange the money in Saudi for the best possible rate. They cause a lot of issues. If you have any markings or any writings on it, they will not exchange the money. So it's best that you carry new $100 bills and make sure they're clean bills. This is very important. For the Saudi airline baggage policy, so you are allowed to check in up to two luggages. up to 15 pounds, up to 50 pounds or 23 kg. You're also allowed one hand carry and a personal item. So your hand carry can be up to 15 pounds or 7 kg. And the personal item can be a book bag, a purse, or whatever you're carrying with you. So you can use that. For the return flight, your Zamzam is a separate piece. It is not counted as a part of your 2 pieces that you're allowed to check in. So don't worry, if you're planning to use both of your pieces, you can go ahead and use it. And the Zamzam will be a separate piece. And they only allow pre-packaged Zamzam, which they sell at the airport. So inshallah, our team will be arranging that for you. This is some recommendations directly from our team, and I personally also follow a lot of these things because it comes in handy. Please carry a refillable water bottle with you, so each time you go to Haram, you can fill it up with Zamzam and utilize that Zamzam during your journey. So when you come back, you can give that Zamzam away to friends and family. Try to have as much Zamzam as possible while you are in Makkah and Medina. It is widely available in Haram. And then of course pack enough clothes for the entire duration of the trip. uh Laundry and dry cleaning is very expensive in Saudi. In some cases I saw buying new clothes where it's cheaper to actually get the laundry done. And of course, as I recommended before, do have some cash for daily use as you may need it during taxis and stuff like that. These are some of the expenses that I have them split up in the daily expenses and one-time expenses. So your expected daily expenses are for lunch and dinner, approximately $10 to $20 per meal. Most people they skip out on lunch because the breakfast is pretty sufficient, and they usually end up doing dinner. So this will cost you anywhere from 10 to 20 reals for a decent meal. You can go lower than that too, but this is where the range where you will find clean food. And if you're planning to go Masjid Quba, it's approximately $15 to $30 round trip. Uh, we are already taking you to Quba for 2 of the days when you're there. If you decide to go on the remaining days, this is what the approximate expense will be. Taxi to Masjid Aisha, if you're planning to do any additional umrahs, is also approximately $15 to $30 round trip. It is season, so it's possible that the rates may go up a little bit. So just be prepared for that. Excuse me. And some of your expected one-time expenses are for your ihram, $15 to $30 approximately. We are going to Medina first, so you don't need to purchase your ihram from the US. You can get a pretty decent quality ihram over there, anywhere from like 45 reals to 70, 80 reals. If you're planning to just throw it out, get a cheaper ihram. And if you're planning to just use it once, definitely get a cheaper ihram. But if you're planning to bring it back with you to the US, go more towards like the 70, 80 real range. They do sell ihrams these days around the 200-300 real range. There's no difference in the high quality ihram between a 100 real ihram. But the main difference comes in with the packaging. So please don't waste any money on the very, very expensive ihram. If you're planning to buy some dates, they good quality dates will range you anywhere from $7 to $50 per kg. This is in USD, by the way. I did not make a mistake on this. Some people they like to go with the very, very expensive quality ajwa. They can go well above $50 as well too. But for good quality, expected around this range, ajwa will usually be a bit more expensive on the very high quality. For the gifts, this is up to you how much you're planning to carry. I don't want to give a range for this because if you're getting souvenir items, they will be less than 10 reals. If you're getting in the cologne range, maybe like 100 plus. If you're getting itters, maybe 50, 60, 70. If you're maybe getting gold, so they go in the thousands of reals range. So consider what you're planning to get as gifts for friends and family and keep a budget accordingly. They will have stuff from a couple of reals all the way to a couple of thousand reals stuff that you can buy as a gift. So please, this is a budget that I don't want to give a range for, but this is up to you how you plan to decide what you want to keep for this.
Jazakallah khair, Brother Harun, for your detailed and helpful explanations. Now we will move in the floor for the Q&A session. This is your opportunity to clarify anything you're unsure about. If you have a question, please type it in the chat box and I'll read them out and direct them to Brother Harun or answer them myself, inshallah. If anyone would like to speak and ask a question directly, please raise your hand and we'll unmute you to speak.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Yeah, what time should we get to JFK?
7 a.m., brother, 4 hours before the flight. This is holiday travel, and everything is going to be packed from getting to the airport, from check-in counters to security points. So we want to make sure we have a smooth transition at the airport, inshallah.
So you can be identified when we get to JFK. How do we know the group?
You cannot miss us. We usually put a stand-up sign for Ainul Harman as a big sign. You cannot miss it. When you get by the counter, we'll give you contact information. Usually, Brother Samiuddin, he does the meet and greet at the airport.
Okay.
And we set up a whole banner. You will see a whole bunch of Ainul Harman bags sitting next to him. You cannot miss it, inshallah.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Not go in without seat also.
And just another reminder, please make sure you meet with our team members before you go through the security. I'm mentioning this again because this is very important. I see a question in the chat. Assalamu alaikum. Are we staying last day in Jeddah? We have actually decided to go with the late checkout option till after Isha. So you're able to utilize the time over there. So we will not be staying the day in Jeddah. We will actually be spending our time in Makkah. I see Ruxana, if you would like to unmute yourself to ask your question, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum. I would like to know who would be my roommate because I'm traveling alone.
Please reach out to our team directly. We want to take more questions for exactly for like the group activities. If you reach out to our team at 718-505-0705, they can advise you on your roommate and share their contact information so you guys can get in touch, inshallah.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. So if there are no further questions, inshallah, I would like to also close up the meeting. First off, Jazakallah khair, everyone, for taking out your valuable time to come and learn more about the trip. And inshallah, if there are any further questions, please direct them directly to our office so they can refer you to the right team members. And we are looking forward to taking care of you during the entire journey. We will be taking, I see there's a lot of questions that are popping up now, so I'm going to continue with answering that, and we'll take care of it from there. Breaking down Saudi bills after exchange from you. So 3.75 is the usual rate that you get over there. Like not 7.5 anymore. It's like between 7.0 to 7.3. 3 points. So for every $100, you're getting approximately 370 to 373 reals. And they're broken down into 5 real bills, 10 real. You have 20 real, 50 real, 100, 200, and 500 notes. And they have coins for anything under 5 reals. Brother Khandakar, inshallah, we will be taking care of the Zamzam at the airport. It's left for Jeddah in the morning. Have a meet up in a few days. That is not a problem. If anyone decides to leave early, please just inform us so we can meet you at the airport. And don't worry about the price for the Zamzam, inshallah. We take care of that for the group. That is a gift from inshallah Ainul Harman, and we'll take care of that stuff at the airport. If there is any more questions, please feel free, just raise your hand or put it in the chat so I can answer them. Yes, go ahead, sister.
Assalamu alaikum. I apologize for not clarifying in my question. In the past, when we have gone for Umrah, when we receive those larger notes in Real, like 200 or 500, we have a tough time breaking them down. There are very few stores that want to exchange for a 500 note or a 200 note, especially if we're trying to give like a 5 note to a custodian at the masjid or something. It's just very difficult to exchange. So do you recommend doing that ahead of, even if it is?
I actually am also pretty fed up with the large notes as well too. Usually I exchange like a couple of $100 at a time myself. And they try to hand me 500 reals, and if they don't give me the change, I actually tell them I don't want to exchange. You can return the money back. Then I'll go back when someone changes at the counter and I'll exchange $100 at a time. So at least you get the 100 real notes, or maybe a 200 real and 100 real note, something like that. So when you're doing that, like honestly, it's really hard to predict. And unless you're buying something expensive, one of the major stores, like any of the chains that they have, they'll give you the full change for your 500. Other than that, the smaller stores, they really avoid it unless you're buying something like 50 reals plus. I hope that clarifies it, sister.
Yes, jazakallah. And then the second question, I'm sure there are others who are traveling with maybe younger kids. Will there be roll call for the bus trips, for example, to Masjid Quba?
We do a roll call every time we move the bus. The way I personally do it, I'm going to leave this with Mufti Khalibur Rahman, but I like to do the roll call. I'll ask one member of each family whether all the family members are on the bus. And we do a head count as well too, even after confirming that. So we want to make sure that everyone makes it back to the bus before we actually leave from any of the locations.
Jazakallah.
Wa iyyakum. I see a question in regards to the dates. All the places that these bus drivers stop at, they're very expensive places because they usually end up commissioning the bus driver. So I actually avoid stopping at any place in the route. But if you need any recommendations, I can refer you to someone over there when we arrive in Saudi. If there are any further questions, keep in mind this is just to give you a little touch up and just have you prepared for the trip. Mufti Khalibur Rahman is with you during the entire journey, and I'm also trying to get my ticket changed so I can be available before this group even arrives, so you have a smooth transition when you arrive over there too. So inshallah, we will be with you during the entire journey to take care of you. So just stay assured you have a team with you over there, and you can reach out to us. And if you have any further questions that come up, please reach out to our team so they can either refer you to the right person, or they will answer the question themselves. Jazakallah khair, everyone, for joining in today. And we are looking forward to taking care of every single one of you during this very important and spiritual journey when you will be visiting the holy places of Makkah and Medina. Jazakallah khair.
Alhamdulillah, we have reached the end of our seminar, and I hope this session has been helpful and that you now feel more confident and prepared for your Umrah journey. If you have further questions, please don't hesitate to contact our group leaders and our team. And Jazakallah, Brother Harun, for your valuable insights, and may Allah reward you. May Allah accept your Umrah, keep you safe, and grant you ease throughout your journey. Jazakallah for attending, and Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.